As everyone knows, the election is a hot topic right now. We have about a half dozen swing states where the race for president was very close, and there have been numerous accusations of voter fraud. Experts are taking a very close look at the ballots in those states. But the amount of raw data can be overwhelming. It is like looking for some needles in a haystack. Now, we are not taking a political stance in this video. Rather, we just want to show how our data analytics tool called the Digit Browser can be used to sift through tons of data to find anomalies. We will leave the investigation of those anomalies to others. So first we need a data set to analyze. Here, the government of Pennsylvania has published on their open data portal the mail-in ballot requests for the recent election. Here we see there's over 3 million of these requests that have been put into this database. They have ways to view it, to filter it, to visualize it. Well, let's say maybe you don't trust the way they've set it up, or you want to analyze it in a way they have not allowed you to do. They allow you to export the data directly, so you can just get the raw data that they have in this table. So that's what we did. We just exported the data out in CSV format. So won't do that here, but here's what it ended up. Just a file on your local hard drive. It's almost a half a gigabyte in size. It's got all 3 million rows. So next we need to import that file and turn it into a relational table in digits. So I just grabbed that CSV file, dropped it in an open area in the definition window, and it would, let you give a name. I'll just call this one ABC. You see, I previously done that. So it grabbed the header out of that and made columns. If you want to look at that definition, you'll see that it's got a county name, applicant party designation, date of birth, etc. 13 or 11 different columns, and lets you import the data. Here, if something was a number or something like that, we could change the type right here and have it be numbers. But everything is a string in this particular case. And then it let us just import that data. So that's what we did, and we ended up with this table of our 3 million rows. So now we want to analyze it and see what kind of anomalies we could come up with. So here we just double click on it. It'll give us all 3 million rows. We want to see, for example, what kind of counties they came in. So here it instantly analyzes how many ballot requests from each county in the table and the number for each. You see, all the way from Cameron, which only had 810, all the way up to Philadelphia, which had almost 500,000 requests. And these probably correspond pretty close to the population. But, if you wanted to compare this with the population in each of these counties to see is there an anomaly there? Did we get an inordinate number of ballot requests from a single county? There's the applicant party designation. I want to show those values. Here we see Democrats have more than double the requests than Republicans, which is kind of what seems to be in the news. I didn't know there were like 203 different party designations. There's independent. I don't know what half of these designation means. I don't know if they made you pick from one, or people could just type whatever they wanted in the form. But that's a lot of party designations. But the thing we wanted to analyze here was the date of birth. Here, so you specified your date of birth on this, and away we go. Well, this isn't a format that's really conducive to analyze. So we wanted to split this up. So we came here and we transformed the data and picked split that up. So we wanted to create 3 different columns, one for the birth month, the birth day, and the birth year. So we took that 8/31/2000 and made it 3 different columns. So maybe the first thing we want to analyze is how many of these applications did not even have a birth date. So we come here, we're going to filter off the date of birth, which is null, filter there, and here we see 503 applications did not even specify a date of birth anywhere. So And of those 503, where did they come from? Well, let's look at the counties. And we see, yeah, Philadelphia is still the most, but it was the most populous. Northampton was not one of the most populous, but for some reason they have the second highest number of applications that did not specify a birthday. I mean, not a lot, but here's 503 things to look at. Why didn't they put a date of birth in that form? So next thing we want to look at is the birth year. So let's take our filter off. So what years were people specifying for their birthday? So there's 113 different years. Apparently some people are pretty old. Well, it sorts by the reference count, so the most ballot requests came from people who lived in or were born in 1954. But let's sort by the year itself, and we see, oh, wait a minute, 58 people specified they were born in 1800. In fact, there are 69 people who were born before 1900. That's getting pretty old. Maybe we should look at those. In fact, they start going up quite a bit. We can go all the way up to 1920. So these are the people that are at least 100 years old. There were 1,664 of them. But somehow, are there some dead people voting here? You know, let's look at those. So we could pull up all of those. Where are they coming from? So here's the 1,664. What counties did they show up in? Wow, Allegheny had 293 of those. 206 came out of Philadelphia. So, again, here's something to look at. It doesn't mean there's fraud. It could be an error. Somebody typed in the wrong number. But here's the ones to concentrate on if you're looking for anomalies. Maybe the next, let's look at that again. Let's go look at the birth year. And did anybody... this is getting filtered. So let's go back here. We see that, you know, one was supposedly born this year. And here's another one that was born in 2006. Is that a mistake? Is that an anomaly? Is that some fraud? We don't know. Let's go look at those two. Here's some more that were born 18 years ago. Let's look at those. There's 25,000 of them. And let's look at the birth month. Was anybody born in December of 2002? That would be a problem because they wouldn't be 18 by election day. So no, we see there were no December birthdays. That's good. There were 11 that were born in November of 2002. Let's go look at those. So here's the 117. Were any of them born after November 3rd? So we sort by birth date. You see 1, 2. No, the latest was November 3rd of 2002. So they turned 18 on election day, which makes them eligible to vote. So here, you know, quickly with a few clicks of the mouse, we can look and see, you know, what's going on. Where do we concentrate our efforts instead of, you know, going through each one of these 3 million applications row by row, trying to find things, when we can, with a couple clicks of the mouse, without a lot of database experience, quickly drill down and find anomalies in our data. And that's what we wanted to show with the Digit browser. Here we're doing it with election data, but this could be health information, could be company sales type of information. If you're not sure about your data, you're looking for problems, where do you concentrate your efforts? This tool will help you quickly find what you're looking for. Thank you very much.